Okay, I call the meeting of the Urbana Historic Preservation Commission to order. Could we have roll call, please?
Mr. Dossett? Ms. Novak?
Here.
Mr. Seiler?
Here.
Mr. Shepard?
Here.
Ms. Smith?
Here.
Ms. Stoltz?
Here.
Ms. Stewart?
Thank you. We have a quorum. Next item on the agenda, let's see, we have no changes to the agenda, so the next item is number 3, approval of the minutes of our June 1st meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes, please? Yes.
It's just, we're referred to as Urbana Landmark Commissioners, and I don't ever think of myself as that. On page 3, the third word, I think if we just took out the word landmark, I'd be happy with that. We could hope that Urbana Commissioners would participate.
Okay.
Other than that, it's perfect.
Okay.
I move that we, in case, if no one else has anything, I move that we approve them as amended.
As corrected, it's seconded by Kim Smith. Any other comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The minutes are approved as corrected. Thank you. Written communications. Rebecca.
We did receive 2 written communications for the COA application. I just handed them out this evening. One is from a nearby property owner, and the other is an email that we received from Dennis Roberts. We did also receive a phone call from a nearby property owner. I do have Dale Kramer, I believe the name was, and he opposed the here it is, 802 West Nevada, and he opposed the certificate of appropriateness due to the change in architecture, and that he also thought that the purpose of the deck would be to have parties, and he's not able to attend this evening, but he wanted that read into the record. That's all we did receive. Sorry, there's a plug here. We did receive written communications for the 100 most significant sites, buildings list, and but we received a lot of them, and they are incorporated into the list that we have. Every nomination we received is incorporated into the list.
Great.
I had a question for where do this Zachary and Mary Graham, where do they live? Do you know what their address is?
Yes. I kept the envelope just for that. They own a rental property that is, they actually live in Champaign. They own a rental property that it does not say.
Yeah, I don't know how far away they could.
It's got to be within 300 feet, though, because they
So
received this letter.
So we don't know if they're immediate neighbors or just somewhere around there. Okay.
The immediate neighbor, I mean, the neighbor most affected would be the Royer House, and
Probably
that is
Dale
not
Kramer,
them.
too. That'd probably be the house on the opposite side. It would be on the corner house
Yeah.
there on Nevada.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. So it's in his backyard, kind of. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is audience participation. We have 3 opportunities for audience participation tonight. If you are interested in speaking about the certificate of appropriateness application for the Ella Danley Cottage, I suggest that you hold your participation until the public hearing for that. If you're interested in participating for the potential landmarking of 604 West Pennsylvania Avenue, please wait until the public hearing for that. If you'd like to speak about anything else, please come forward. Anyone? Nope? Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is continued public hearings. I hereby reopen HP-2011-L-02, an application to designate 604 West Pennsylvania Avenue as a local landmark. James and Mary Ann Bunyan, applicants. Rebecca.
This is a local landmark application submitted by the property owners. And the property is at 604 West Pennsylvania Avenue, and it is referred to as the Colvin House. Because the application was submitted by the property owners and therefore there's property owner consent, the Historic Preservation Commission has the authority to determine the designation, and so it has the authority to make the decision this evening on that case. And the vote required is a majority vote of those members present and voting, but with not less than 3 affirmative votes. So this property was built by the proprietor of a meat market in downtown Urbana, and it was built in 1922. The house architecturally is a mixture of prairie and American Foursquare architectural styles and has colonial revival elements to it. The house form is similar to that of an American Foursquare. It's 2 stories and 2 bays wide and 2 bays deep, which is the typical American Foursquare. It differs from that, though, with a 1-bay wing on the east elevation and an attached 2-car garage on the west. The roof is a low-pitched hip roof with wide overhanging eaves, and that's typical of the prairie architectural style. The other features that are characteristic of the prairie style are the brown brick, the asymmetrical facade, the limestone sills, which provide a horizontal focus to the building. The colonial revival elements that I mentioned, those are mainly around the front entrance. So it's a decorative crown that extends forward over the front entrance, supported by columns, and which forms an entry porch. The front door has a fan light above it, and that's also typical of the colonial revival style, and it's continued in the repeated in the dormer. And so you have in your packet there the criteria that are listed in the zoning ordinance that the application says that the application meets, or that the house, the property meets, and that is that it has significant value as part of the architectural heritage of the community, and that it's associated with an important person in local history. So looking at the first criteria, the architectural significance, as I mentioned, the American Foursquare and prairie architectural styles, the colonial revival elements, the property does have significant integrity, which is important for a property to meet that criteria. And we did compare it with the 1923 Sanborn Fire Insurance Map, which the building footprint does closely resemble that in the 1923 map. And further evidence of that is seen in the fact that the house has a mirror image, and that is located at 303 West Michigan Avenue. So there's an identical house except that it's reversed. For example, the front door, instead of being on the left of the front facade, it's on the right. And city staff finds that it does have significant value as part of the architectural heritage of Urbana. The second criteria that the application states that it meets is that it be associated with an important person. And the application does list the property owners, so it does tell us who the original property owner was and details the other property owners and residents and their occupations, but it doesn't really tell the story of significance. And so we found that there isn't sufficient evidence for the house to qualify under that criterion. It may well qualify under that criterion, but we just don't have that information. The other criteria it does not qualify under, and the application did not state that it did. So in your packet on page 4 and the top of page 5, you have a summary of suggested findings. And then we have your options this evening are to find that the nomination does meet the criteria for designation, or to find that it does not meet the criteria for designation. And in either case, you should include findings of fact in your motion, and you can use the summary provided or make any changes to that you find necessary. And the staff recommendation is for approval of the application. And the property owners, the applicants, are here this evening, and I'm sure they would be happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. For now, do we have any questions of Rebecca? Property owners, do you wish to speak? No? Okay. Does anyone else wish to speak in favor of the application? Anyone wish to speak opposed to the application? Nobody wants to talk tonight. Thank you. Just want to make sure you all have the chance. Discussion. Mary.
I just did a little digging. This was a month ago, so it's not real fresh in my memory, to see what I could find about Colwyn or Garman or Rickert Colwyn seems to have just been a merchant. We had the meat market in downtown Urbana. He was a member of all these, what you would expect, commercial club, Elks, Knights, Rotary. He was elected to the Urbana Park Board in 1935. He was elected assistant supervisor of the township in 1937. He was defeated when he ran for township supervisor in 1939. So I don't think there's anything that really jumps out to me about Colwyn. He was actually, this is mostly from the Courier and the DI, he was on the delinquent tax assessment list for 604 West Pennsylvania in 1933.
Oops.
He was a 1907 UI grad. And I spent less time on Rickard and Garman. Garman seemed to be more interesting, but I don't think that it would be possible to make a case that any of the individuals were significant historically.
Okay. Thank you. Other comments?
Well, I agree with the staff finding on the architectural heritage part. It's a classy-looking house, and it does fit this style, and the integrity, too. It looks like nothing much has happened to it. It looks good, solid, big.
I think the Bunions
yeah.
would disagree that a lot has
Well,
happened to it, right?
From the outside. Inside,
I've
a lot's
seen a
happened.
year's worth
Yeah.
of work over there, so yeah.
Yeah, well, I meant the outside, but it hasn't been added on to. It hasn't.
That's right.
Yeah, it
And they
looks great.
saved
and-
the original windows and the original roof still. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. So I'm in favor of it.
Any other comments, or would someone like to propose a motion? And whomever wants to propose a motion, please be kind enough to include some appropriate findings.
I'll take a stab at it.
Please.
I would move that we're not forwarding it, that we
Approve.
approve the landmark application based on the 7 staff findings, and particularly numbers 6 and 7, that the house has significant value as part of the architectural heritage of the community, built in the Prairie and American Foursquare architectural styles with elements of colonial revival, and because of its high degree of architectural integrity. And because of that, I would like to see this go forward.
Is there a second to the motion, please? Seconded by Kim Smith. Any additional comments? I live a couple of blocks from you, and it's been a great pleasure to see the tremendous difference you've made in this house. You've turned it from a problem into a gem. So thank you for your obvious hard work that you've done. Should we have no comments? Roll call, please, Suki.
Ms. Novak?
Yes.
Mr. Seiler? Yes. Mr. Shepherd?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Stoltz?
Yes.
Ms. Stewart?
Yes. Congratulations. You are now landmarked. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have a willing participant in the process. So
What's our plaque process?
we commend you. We commend you, and we look forward to plaquing you. Yes.
And where are we on, do we still making plaques? Do we have to order them? Sometimes it's been years, hasn't it?
I think we can still do, I think we still offer plaques. It just might take a while. I'll move on a second. Rebecca's a little bit delayed. We have no old business. The next item on the agenda is new public hearings, and I hereby open HP-2011-COA-03, request for certificate of appropriateness to construct a back deck at 701 South Busey Avenue. Paul Young, applicant. Rebecca.
Yes, so this, as stated, is an application to build a deck at the rear of 701 South Busey Avenue, which is the Ella Danley Cottage and is part of the Joseph Royer Historic District. That district was designated in 2001. The Urbana zoning ordinance requires a certificate of appropriateness for any alteration that affects the exterior of a landmarked building. And Table 12-1 specifies that new construction of porches, decks, and attached steps requires review by the Historic Preservation Commission, which is why we're here this evening. The HPC does make the final decision on a certificate of appropriateness subject to any appeal. So the deck, you do have in your packet the site plan that includes, it's a colored site plan, so you can see the what's proposed to be added. If I can just turn to that page. So you can see at the rear of the house, it's a two-part deck, if you will. There is directly on the rear of the house is a ground level, smaller piece of the deck, and then there's a larger raised section of the deck. The raised section would have a railing around it at the rear of the deck and also the back of the side. And then the darker blue line that you'll see there is actually a fence, and that would be a 6-foot fence from the ground up 6 feet. So it would, in fact, hide the deck from the front, from the street. This is actually very visible, not just directly in front of it, but from adjacent to the parking lot for the property next door. But the fence would go back far enough to shield it. There is another fence on the property line there, and so it would meet up with that fence. So you wouldn't really see very much of it from the street. You would mainly see a 6-foot fence. Mm-hmm. No, it's a 6-foot high fence from the ground. The fence is from the ground. I checked on that. And the applicant is here this evening if you have further questions. So you do have, he has provided some photographic examples of the proposed deck, fence, and, well, I guess the fence and the railings. The fence is, as you can see, going from the ground up. It's a relatively plain wood fence, and the deck, then the railing is quite modern, but the railing wouldn't really be seen from, as far as I can tell, really from anywhere other than the property. And if the person who lives directly behind were to look through, it's quite overgrown, so they don't have a clear view. And I don't think you would see it really from the street at all. The history and architecture of the building, so it is, as mentioned, part of the Joseph Royer Historic District. The main house, the Joseph Royer House, which is adjacent to this property, was built in 1905 by our noted Urbana architect. And it was his personal residence. In 1923, he built this house for his mother-in-law. And it is, in fact, I meant to bring this evening and I forgot it. It's downstairs. But this cottage is featured in the most recent edition of an Illinois Preservation magazine. And I meant to bring that to show it to you. I'm sorry, I forgot that. But it is there. It was featured in a children's book, and so it is. It's not just important in its location, but it has been. It's larger than that. I suppose its impact is larger than that. The current condition of the property, it has not been significantly altered. There is a 1967 addition at the rear of the property that. Its massing and its size is appropriate to the cottage, but it is nowhere near as detailed as the cottage. The windows are not the same windows as the original structure. And looking at it, it clearly is an addition, although the materials are similar. It is a stucco finish. So outdoor decks are contemporary features that are often introduced into older residential neighborhoods. It's essentially an uncovered private version of a back porch and functions in the same way that a terrace or a patio would. Generally, the function is slightly different than with a back porch because those would generally be smaller. To maintain a building's historic character, deck additions it would be best for them to be located on a secondary facade, which this is. It's located at the back, and to be compatible with but different from the historic building, so you're not trying to mimic the style. And to be structurally independent so that it could be removed in the future without damaging the original structure. This deck does meet all of those different criteria. It is the railing is perhaps not the most sympathetic to the architectural style to a historic building, but I don't think that the railing will be seen from the street. It'll be the fence that is seen. Where the deck is located would actually be adjacent to the addition, so it wouldn't actually be adjacent to the historic house. And from the street, it would just look like a fenced-in backyard. The requirements for a certificate of appropriateness that are applicable here, it's really in section 12-6C in the zoning ordinance. It's number 9, which deals with new construction. And so that lists a number of different criteria to look at: height, proportions of the front facade, proportions of openings, things that are not necessarily applicable. But the general idea or the general sense from those is that it be in proportion to the original or the historic structure, that it not kind of dominate it. And the deck, as I said, would not be structurally attached, so it could be removed in future. It is, even though it is, it's not a small deck, but it is broken up into 2 separate pieces, so that does help make it look somewhat smaller, breaks up the massing of it. And it shouldn't, as it's on a secondary elevation and shouldn't really be visible from the public right-of-way, it should not really affect the character-defining features of the property. You do have in your packet the Secretary of the Interior's standards on porches and decks, and most of it is not applicable, but there is a section at the end there that can help give some guidance. The owner has stated that he's proposing this work so that it's something that he wants to move into the house within a few years, and that this is something that to make it suitable for his lifestyle, that this would be appropriate. Right now it is a rental property, but he does intend for it to be owner-occupied. So your options this evening are to grant the requested certificate of appropriateness, to grant it subject to certain conditions, or to deny it. And if you do deny it, the Commission should provide reasons for denial and may recommend ways to the applicant to comply with the criteria. And there is listed in the packet there the options for the applicant if it is denied. And the staff recommendation for the certificate of appropriateness is to approve the certificate of appropriateness with the following conditions. And the first be that the deck is constructed in general conformance to the site plan layout submitted as part of the application, and that the structural framing of the deck be screened with an appropriate traditional materials such as skirting boards, lattice, masonry panels, or dense evergreen planting. So that would be the rear section after the fence. So once the fence is, the section that does not have a fence that then would have a railing, that the ground to the deck should be screened. And I'd be happy to answer any questions, and the applicant is here this evening if you have questions for him.
Thank you. Any questions of Rebecca?
I guess I want to go back over the railing and the fence, because the railing, I think by code, I'm not familiar with residential, but I think it has to be 36 inches in height. And then if that railing is, or the fence is only 6 feet, then that's going to be what? 4 foot 2 inches. So there's going to be a 1 foot 2 inch difference between the front fence and the back railing. Is that the picture's deceiving to me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I just want to make sure, because they make it look like it goes all the way up to the eave.
When you're on the
I'm just want to clarify, because it makes it look like the fence is twice as high as the railing. And I do believe residential, when you're above 30 inches, the railing has to be 36 inches in height.
I'd have to check on that. Yeah, I don't actually know what the,
Well, I don't do residential, but that's what I would,
Yeah, I think that's correct.
yeah.
yeah. We can certainly check on that. I don't know if that, if you need that information to make your decision, but we
So
can
then
look
the
into
fence
that.
would only be 4 foot 2 inches above the 2 foot 8 inch deck.
Right.
4 foot 4 inches, excuse me. So there'd be a 1 foot 4 differential between the fence and the handrail, the
Mhm.
guardrail.
Other questions of Rebecca? If not, do you wish to speak as the property owner? We need you to come up and be on the microphone officially, please. We need you to state your name and your residential address for the record, too.
Paul Young, 504 West John, Champaign, Illinois. And if I were to say anything, I just want to reiterate that we bought a house for the purpose of living there because it's such a charming house, and it's sort of a dream to live in a fantasy house, a fairy house.
I'm not sure if the microphone's picking up. Can we maybe just scoot it over in front? Okay, let's try that.
So of course, needs a lot of work done to it, and we're trying to figure out ways to make it closer to what we're used to here in Champaign. And it's a very small house, so we're trying to expand the usability of the space. And currently, the backyard is basically non-functional. We have to do something to it to make it useful, and we thought that would be the best possible solution. And I think we designed it in such a way so that it's the least intrusive possible. The fence is indeed designed to hide any of the back porch. And it looks like there's a lot of discussion about the railing, and the letter also objected to that I just read, objected to the railing. If the railing is an issue, I'd be happy to discuss revising the railing, raising the railing, redesigning the railing, not have a railing, I mean, whatever, So if that's the issue, yes, that can be discussed.
Thank you. Any questions of the property owner?
Have you kicked around the idea of patio?
Yeah, why would a patio be preferable to the back porch?
Just seems like it'd be more compatible with that era of house.
Yeah, that's true. And there is something nice about wood, and I guess our first thought was the back attachment, the 1960s edition, already is sort of going away from the original design of the house, and we're attaching to the back part of the house, so we didn't think it would matter that much whether we have a deck versus a patio.
Do you need to make an adjustment? Please come ahead. Yeah. Didn't sound like it was completely working right.
Test. Hello?
Technical difficulties. Are there any other questions of Mr. Young? Kim?
I have one other comment. You'll have to have hand railings too on those stairs, if I'm not mistaken, when you're over 2 risers.
If it's over 2 risers.
Yeah.
Did you design the deck, or are you working with you designed it yourself?
I mean, yeah, a deck I thought was fairly simple, and I don't think we really think that hiring an architect is necessary.
Mary?
You may have already answered my question in your statement about the fact that the square footage of the house is fairly small, and so you wanted to maximize the living space. But when I look at this, it seems really huge, and I wondered what your thinking was about the dimensions of the deck.
Well, the
In proportion,
backyard
yes.
is quite a bit larger, and I'm sorry, the schematic of the lot got cut off the top, so the backyard goes even further. So there's a lot of space back there, and we thought we'd just make good use of a portion of that space. So that's sort of where the size came in. And of course, the rest of it is just intuitive. You know, if you're going to put furniture up there, you don't want to feel crowded, so just use some room to move and so on. So those are the basic thoughts about the size.
Thank you.
Other questions of the property owner? Anyone? Trent?
I took a look at it today from apparently the freshly poured parking lot of the Royer House. And I don't know. It just, my thought on it is wondering why that goes up, why you would have it walk up from the ground level coming out the door of the house, walk up 2.5 feet to this level, in which point you're going to be looking down into the gutters of your house and down onto the parking lot of the Royer House, and then have to go down a few steps to the other patio. And maybe it's not, I mean, if there's a fence, 6-foot fence, nobody's going to see that patio from the street. And if you see if there's people out there and you see them walking around, how is that objectionable? I don't know. It didn't, to me, seem very functional, having to constantly go up and down stairs. But maybe there's a reason for that. It just didn't.
So it's only 4 steps, so it's not much steps. And I guess, in a sense, the start of this idea, the seed of it was trying to recreate what we already have. So we have a really nice back porch currently. Okay. It just so happens it's multi-level, and we kind of like the feel of it. In fact, it has a cedar fence attached to it, and so we're just trying to recreate what we're enjoying now, essentially.
Is the house you're in now, is it at ground level like the piece of property?
No, it's actually higher, so it is
Are you coming out?
but it is also multi-level, so there's 2 levels.
Kim?
So the new fence is going to start back approximately where the fence is between the main house and your house, and, right at the end of that parking. I mean, you got to keep that in mind, too. You're looking, when you look at this one picture, looking down the driveway to the west, there's a 6-foot-high fence right there already. Now, it's not solid. It's like 50% transparent. Yeah, the red one. So, 6 feet over, there's going to be another one. I just think you got to keep that in mind. His fence looks a lot better than this one.
Any other questions of Mr. Young? Thank you. Does anyone wish to speak in support of the certificate of appropriateness application for the deck? In support? Does anyone wish to speak against the certificate of appropriateness for the proposed deck? Yes.
Hi, my name is Dennis Roberts. I live at 507 East Green. And I believe you probably got an email message that really contains pretty much my thoughts or my questions. I guess it really is questions about the certificate of appropriateness. You discussed some of the questions about the fact that it's raised up. I thought it would be a lot more visible. Apparently, there's going to be a fence that's going to hide the structure from the street. Of course, my point of view is it's a very special house, very special, unique environment that the house embodies, partly because of the association with Adelaide, Laura's wife, and her sister, who did the murals on the side and did the work on the Fairy Book, which is a notable, interesting literary children's book, from this era and this author. And I don't really object to the idea of having a deck on the back of the house. I agree with David that the more logical thing would be to have a brick patio or something that would be more sensitive to the historic character of the period of the house, and probably more sensitive in style to the structure, the unique structure of the house. I think my concern was that just kind of throwing up the deck that is using your standard modern materials that you can buy at the Home Depot or Home Supply store, which has kind of standardized railings, surfaces, steps. It reminds me more of when I see these attached to houses today, even if I see them in vernacular cottages that have been vinyl sided in my neighborhood, there's a kind of like a lack of sensitivity, complete lack of sensitivity of the design of these materials. So my thinking is, why would we want to encourage this kind of construction, which makes vernacular homes in my area look just like they were, that there wasn't any concern for the period of time, or the sensitivity of the structure of the house itself. Why would we allow it to happen in a historic district? And I think that since the owner offered to reconsider the railings and maybe some of the features of the project, I think that's a good direction, and I would encourage the commission to recommend that if there's going to be railings, that they might be some research in historical images about what kind of railings were put on houses, in the 20s, or the turn of the century when this was built. And let's be sensitive in a historic way to the project, and not say that we can't have a deck, but if you can do a deck, do a beautiful deck, and make, maybe you can actually do it in such a way that you appreciate the style and the importance of the Royer building itself. So that was my thought.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Does anyone else wish to speak against the application for the certificate of appropriateness for the placement of the deck at the subject property? Mr. Young, would you like to have a period of rebuttal?
Yeah, just
We need you to come forward again, sorry. Maybe, I think the microphone might actually work this time.
okay. So just a quick comment on Mr. Roberts' thought of creating a railing style, designing or researching historical, railing styles of the 1920s when the house was built. I could have sworn I read in the policy, whatever it is, that when you do add to a historical property, you're not supposed to imitate the historical style.
You are correct.
So that's why I chose those pictures, because I didn't want to violate that. So that's the reason.
Thank you. Does anyone else wish to speak who hasn't had the opportunity? Thank you. Discussion with commissioners. Mr. Young, would you mind coming back up? Maybe just stay there
Okay,
for
fine.
now. Are you completely opposed to the idea of a patio or a deck that maybe doesn't have as much of an elevation change, or part deck, part patio?
I suppose part deck, part patio might be something to consider. So is the commission's objection the deck itself, or is it the railing? Because I'm not quite sure what.
I think it might be both. Is that the consensus?
The size, to me, looks massive.
But we won't, size, you mean in terms of the elevation, the footprint that it's leaving? Is that what you mean by size?
The area, the footprint, I think, yeah.
But we won't see the footprint.
I know. Well, from the street, you're right, yeah.
But it does, I mean, that does affect how far forward he comes into the driveway and how your eye perceives that elevation.
So does it need to come into the driveway then? Or
Yeah.
that far into the driveway?
I can see that you want to have it somewhere near the back door to the house, which is from a bedroom, is it?
Yeah, I suppose adjustments can be made, but from the design point of view, I wasn't prepared to start the fence at the edge of the property. I wanted a little bit of overlap for the organic interlocking of shapes, so that's the way I was thinking. So that's why it's in the driveway to begin with. I mean, the amount can be negotiated, but I didn't think that would bother anyone.
So run that by me again, the interlocking of shapes.
Okay. So if the deck, the raised part of the deck, okay, were to be made shorter so that it starts at the edge of the house, that to me would not be aesthetically pleasing at all. It would be like, geometry, mathematical, and so on. So I wanted the raised deck to come into the driveway a certain amount so that these rectangles would interact with each other, at least from the floor plan perspective. So if you're saying that it's coming to the driveway too much, yeah, I'd be willing to shave a little bit off of it. And if you think the footprint is too large, sure, I can shave a little bit off the end on the other side as well. But so if those are the concerns, I'd be willing to address footprint. I'd be willing to address fence.
So then where the deck is free floating in terms of it doesn't attach to the wall of the addition.
That's correct. Yep.
I mean, I think we need to keep that in mind, that it's not touching the structure. It's not overlapping the historic part of the structure at all. It's a bit of a dysfunctional driveway. I mean, if we were thinking, oh, it'd be nice to have a garage back there, I wouldn't want to back in and out of there. So I don't know that there ever was a garage. I don't think there was there? And then if I observe the map correctly, your rear yard abuts the property of 3 different property owners,
Yes.
3 different lots deep
Yep.
for property owners on the other side. 4.
Okay.
Are there drainage issues in the backyard? Does the backyard slope towards the house?
Well, actually, there's drainage issues all over the neighborhood. So, in fact, there's a problem in the front of the house. There's a sewer and water comes out of it. That's probably not the time to discuss that, but the whole area has a drainage problem.
Even if you wanted a patio, would it be difficult to put one in that wouldn't drain to the house? I mean, I'm looking at back of house, looking south picture.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't studied it, but I suppose at this point I would like to basically firmly state I would love to have a patio in my house. So
A patio or deck?
I'm sorry. You confused me. Okay. I would love to have a deck in the back of my house. So that's where I stand right now.
What about a deck that's not so high that you need any rail at all?
In fact, I don't know the legal height of. So if the raised part of the deck is below 30 inches, I won't need any railing at all. Is that?
You have to drop it about 2 inches. Height of.
It's got to be below 30, isn't that correct?
Yeah, and less than 3 risers.
Uh, I'll go for that.
Yeah,
No
this is
problem.
proposed to be 32 inches, 2 feet 8 inches, or, 2 feet 8 inches.
What I have a hard time with is that 6-foot-high solid fence dropping down to 1 foot 1 into this opaque fence that's that way. I think that visually, I don't know. It's bothering me.
The fence on the adjacent property?
No, the fence that's running along the north property line, where it's a solid privacy fence and then it drops down to the guardrail. There's only 1 foot 1 inch difference in height, the way it's shown now.
That wall that has the ivy all over it, that goes along the new.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So he just said he's willing to drop the deck down under 30 inches.
That's correct.
3 risers or less, or under 3 risers?
Well,
if it's 3 risers, it has to have a handrail.
That's not the same.
That's different than a guardrail around the deck.
So he's already willing to do that. So then what if, do you like it better if there's no rail? So there's only 6-foot fence and then no rail. It's better than,
And if the whole deck is lower, then your privacy fence would actually be a privacy fence when you're walking around.
okay, agreed.
On the deck, yeah.
Yeah. No problems there. So far, so good.
he really wants a deck. He really wants a deck. All right, so right now on the table, we have a lowering of the deck from the proposal to under 30 inches,
Mm-hmm.
3 risers or less.
Mm-hmm.
3 risers meaning you would have to have a handrail, 2 risers, no handrail, so then you've got clean lines all around, no railing, no handrail, 6-foot fence for privacy.
And we should clarify that with the building safety department, if that's.
All right, any other comments?
Porches are 30 inches, I know you don't need a handrail. Or a big tall railing, so I'm sure decks are the same.
You know, I'm sorry to put you through this, but this is one of the most charming houses you've got to know.
Yes, I
It's
agree.
the most amazing house, and so we all
Yeah. And I
have
wouldn't
a
want to do
particular
anything to lower
interest.
the value of the house aesthetically or whatever.
So I can understand the need to use the space. You know, I'm not crazy about the 6-foot fence, but I am crazy that you did take I appreciate that you took the concern to keep it removed, and it's a feature that's easily removable. So it makes your space much more livable. Another property owner could come along and cause no harm to either the house or the addition, 1967 addition to the house, and it could be easily removed.
Yep.
And I think the backyard has always been an issue. It's never been a well-planted backyard, right?
Yes,
It's never been
that's correct.
landscaped, nothing particularly going on back there. It's all completely shaded.
Yep.
Do we have a motion? Architect?
Could I say something?
Yes.
You could maybe use language saying that the willing to drop below the height for no railing instead of saying the actual inches. That way we can check with building safety and make sure we have the right number.
Okay.
I checked with building safety, it's 30 inches.
Wow, that was
If
quick.
the deck is no greater than 30 inches, it doesn't require a guardrail.
Okay, so 29 inches, 11
Yeah,
inches.
that doesn't mean that the property owner can't install one, or, you know, it
Just not necessary.
might be for safety reasons, they might want one, but it's not required by code if it's less than 30 inches.
Are you in agreement that you would have no railing then?
Yep, I don't really need the railing, it's just,
Okay. Any other questions, comments, motion? We have 300 pictures to look at tonight, folks. Let's get that motion going.
I've never done one either, but if you don't want to, I'll try to do one.
Well, let me look at
Well, so you would move to approve
Move
and,
to approve certificate of appropriateness based on our discussion that we will verify all pertinent code issues with the building safety department. The deck will be lowered to a height where guardrail is not required, preferable that guardrail is not installed.
We decide it's mandatory that one's not resolved?
Okay.
Okay.
And then we screen the structural part of the deck for the city's recommendations. And that if there are any changes to the footprint or to the privacy fence or the guardrail, that it would have to come back to us.
Mhm.
Was that a jump of the motion?
I would second that motion.
let me re-clarify that with Suki too. The deck height is to be less than 30 inches, so as not to have a railing required by the city. There will be no railing on the lower part of the deck
Or the higher.
or the higher part. And we understand that there'll be a 6-foot fencing on the front wrapping to the side. And the screening at the base of the structure, of the rise of the structure.
And that the handrail on the stairs will be sensitive to zoning of the house.
Or he could do 2 stairs and not need a handrail.
Well, you
Maybe.
have to really lower that deck. I think you can lower 7 3/4 inches
Uh,
on a rise.
Where does the screening come into play?
On the rise, at the base of the deck on the rise, between the ground and the rise.
But if it's all screened by the privacy fence, it's a driveway right here. Okay. So
That's
what's
true.
the need for that if you can't see it from?
Yeah, Trent just said that, I agree. Why? Yeah,
I have no objections to screening the.
no
the
objection.
raised-
Because I guess I don't think the screening is particularly attractive.
All right, can we have a friendly amendment that the screening at the base is not required and is at the discretion of the property owner? Person making the motion and person making the second, are we in agreement?
I'm fine with it too.
Okay. Any other discussion? No? Okay, Suki, roll call, please.
Ms. Novak?
Yes.
Mr. Seiler? Mr. Shepherd?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Stoltz? Ms. Stewart?
Congratulations, Mr. Young.
Thank
I
you.
hope we did not exhaust you, and
No.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you for
much
put-
for your cooperation.
And for putting up with this, yeah.
We have no new business. I'm going to say no monitoring of historic properties. Staff report? Anything?
I do have a couple of things. Trent, you asked about the plaque program, and we now are at the beginning of a fiscal year, so we do have the Historic Preservation Commission budget, so we can continue to order plaques for our historic landmarks. We now have, I think with tonight's landmark, we will have 4 on the waiting list. So we are continuing that, but the Historic Preservation Commission budget's quite small, so we don't get many done per year. The Lincoln House, that most recent
Oh.
one, and
412 was on? 412?
right, the new one, and at least one other, if not 2 other, I think have not. Also, just so you know, I was contacted by Landmarks Illinois and asked to submit a nomination for the house unveiling that we did a couple of years ago, where we took the aluminum siding off of a house, and to submit that for a Landmark Preservation Award. So I'll keep you posted on that, although I hear the competition's very stiff, so. And there was also mention of the Royer parking lot being recently paved, and you may be wondering why there was not a certificate of appropriateness for that. That was a number of years ago, the city undertook a program to have multifamily parking lots that were gravel paved. And this was particularly in the West Urbana neighborhood, and this was one of the properties identified. And so the city actually ordered that the property pave the parking lot. So they weren't expanding it, and so it was determined a number of years ago that it would not, because the city was making the property owner do this, that we would not require that they go through and get a certificate of appropriateness. So that was approved years ago, and we've been waiting for them to actually do the work for a number of years. They had several deadline extensions, and so.
Is it a different property owner, or has it been the same
It's
property?
the same
owner?
property owner. That's all I have.
Anything to report on what's its name, that Central Street house, the one that the church
Oh,
owns?
Halberstadt House.
Halberstadt House, yeah, that one. I've been hearing rumors.
Well, let's see, I believe there will be a new owner for the Halberstadt House, someone who wants to restore the building. But I don't know if they've closed yet or not, so I probably will refrain from giving details about it, but because I don't want to interfere with the real estate transaction. But I believe the house will be sold to people sympathetic to saving the house and restoring it.
Thanks. Okay, study session. Yay. Yippee.
I know this is a lot to ask this evening, and I apologize. This is really so that we have an intern working with us on this project, and he is the one who has taken photos of all of these properties. That does work a bit. As well as having compiled the list that we have, this preliminary list that we have so far. And we won't have him indefinitely, and to try and get through all of, we don't want that. I don't know how to have him have productive time to work for the next 6 weeks or so without another meeting. We thought it would be best to get through the entire list, and the process we'll go through is to just read the address, look at the picture, and then ask for a show of hands for yeses. We'll write down the number. A show of hand for noes. We'll write down the number. A show of hands for maybes, and then we move on to the next address. We will then go through the list and figure out how many properties had a majority of the votes were yes, a majority of the votes were no, and we'll so the no's will remove from consideration, the yeses will put onto the list, and then we'll look at all of the middle, and we'll try to provide some analysis of what is on the list and what architectural types are not represented on the list, what neighborhoods, what time periods, any other important things we can think of need to be on the list and should be on the list, and look at the properties on that maybe list and give you some of that information to look at to try and whittle that down at the August meeting. So, yes.
I thought after our last meeting that we were going to start with some of these surveys and these.
They're on here.
And so when I started going through it, I was looking at the surveys, and then I noticed when I went to the pictures that some of those properties were not covered.
We went through, so we took the surveys that we had. Do you mean the surveys that were done by the historic preservation students, the class at the university?
Yes.
No.
The high school and the one that before.
Those were used, and so we took all of those addresses and went out, and if the property wasn't there or if it changed drastically, we then removed them from the list. So if they're not, if from the the Houseman survey and the other surveys, the PACA survey, the IHSS and the IHLS, the state, all of those, we did start with those addresses all on the list, and then we went out, and a lot of them were no longer there. So they were removed, or if they had changed drastically, they were also removed. The surveys that were done by the students, we didn't use that list as a starting point because there are 1,000 of them, and that would be a bit hard to manage. So, but we did also include anything that anyone recommended to us. We did add on to the list, other than recommendations that I got today that didn't make it onto the list from you, thank you. But we'll add those on for the next piece of it. So is everyone clear on the process?
I just have one question. I also have a list of addresses, but these are addressing what I think is maybe a gap in our list, and I don't have time to go to all these houses that I thought of and really take a good look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Can the intern do that?
Sure, we can,
Yay.
with this list, any that get put into the automatic yeses or the automatic nos, I don't look at that as a final decision. I mean, that's something that we're using that to help us get further to the next step. But if you look at, if you go home then, and we would, within the next week or so, we would compile this list of yeses, nos, and then maybes, and we'll email that to you, and we'll also put it on our website, and so that people can look at it, and we'll take, if you look at those and you find a property that you had voted to support, but it's in the no category, and you really feel strongly that it ought to be included, then, go ahead and make a case, and we'll add it back in, and you can consider it again at the next meeting. And, the same thing with the yeses. If one made it onto the yeses and you think, ooh, that really doesn't belong there because we have 5 other of a similar architectural style and that's the weakest one, then again, you can make that case and discuss it and move properties around.
How best for tonight and for wanting to move forward with this? Do we consider University of Illinois properties, which you've asked to open back up, and fraternities and sororities? I don't know if there's anything else that we might group, but in thinking, and I know you don't want to get too carried away with the grouping thing, but we probably have, I'm just guessing, 10 historic Greek letter houses. So one thing we consider is having them as one space on the list and dealing with them en masse, and to some extent maybe the university too. So
I noticed that possibility in the Rebecca's memo, and I guess I would argue that we should just have 100 structures, and I already lost the argument about structures, I know. But now I'm going to try to argue that if we want a university building, let's list it. But
and nothing like the Quad.
yeah, or not 5 university buildings or 5 Greek houses, because it seems to me that's sort of, I don't know, it's so squishy.
So, I mean,
It's either 100 or it's not. It's not 110 or 120.
I like that idea. You could always revisit that later when you get to the point where you're at 90 and you think, ooh, we could really do with 5 more spaces, then you could try grouping. That'd be possible.
well, so for tonight, we should just, if we think it merits some consideration, it gets a yes or a maybe, and we just keep moving then.
Okay. Okay, let's see.
Are you going to go with the pictures or with the list, or how are you going to go down through them?
They nearly follow each other, do they not?
Somewhat.
The alma mater.
And there's
Oh,
some
yeah,
that are
it starts.
some that are on the list that don't have pictures.
The one, yeah, those we got
Not the
very
ones at the
late.
end, not those.
But others?
Lots of them, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're not meant to be. So those, I suppose, we simply, unless you know what they are and you know what your vote would be, then we simply put those on to the next.
Yeah, I haven't gone to look at most of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess go with the pictures because it'll be harder for me to jump back and forth in the pictures. Okay, so we have the, let me just, quite ideal, but. There we go. Okay, so yeses? The alma mater. Raise your hand.
Yeah.
No
We are-
yeses?
We are.
Noes? 3. And so maybes 3. Okay. 2011 Boudreaux. Yeses?
And that is, is that, oh, that's the.
Nobel.
Right, yeah, okay, yes.
Noes? 2. Maybes? No opinions, so just 2. (223) North Broadway, the Station Theater. Yeses? 2, 6, yay! 720 North Broadway. Yeses? 2 yeses. Noes? 1 no. Maybes? 3 maybes. 910. Oh, was that the one we just did? 910 North Broadway. 910. Yeses? 4? Noes? Maybes? 2. Okay. 202 South Broadway, that's the old post office. Yeses? 5. Noes? 0. And maybes? 1. 2016 Burleson Drive.
Never seen this house.
Yeses? 5.
I'll make it 6.
6.
Come on.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. 4 Burnett Circle. Yeses?
Is that a-
Hold on, hold on.
Is that a big
Okay.
screen TV on the roof? What is that? It does.
Hold on. I have to find, 4 Burnett Circle.
Yeses? Just 1? Noes? 2? Maybes? 3. Busey Evans Residence Hall, which is a bit further down the list. It's just under Busey Evans. Yeses? 0. Noes? 2. Maybes? 4. Busey Woods, which is right below that on the list. Yeses? Just 1. Noes? 3. Maybes? 2.
I was wondering if we could do Crystal Lake Park / Busey Woods, since they're not the same thing, but,
Mary would not like that.
okay.
107 Busey.
Uh,
107 North Busey.
Yeah.
Yeses?
Does anybody know who Congleton is?
Oh, wait, where is that?
Right under Burnett Circle. 2 yeses?
Hmm.
Noes? 1. Maybes? 3. 201 Busey. This is 201 North Busey.
Who's Sheldon? Does anybody know? It's a Sheldon residence, 1873.
This is the one that was moved, wasn't it?
No, I don't, oh, is it?
I read somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeses? 0 noes? 3 maybes.
You won't do Busey Woods.
307 Busey, 307 South Busey. Yeses? 3. Noes? 0. Maybes? 3. 604 Busey. 604 South Busey. Yeses? Just 1. Noes? 0. Maybes? 708 Busey. 708 South Busey. Yeses? Ah, unanimous. 1008 South Busey. Right below the 708. Yeses? Noes?
Is that 1008?
One no? Just one no? Maybes? 5. 1207 South Busey. And I don't see the address on there.
That was not on there.
Aha. Okay, so I'll add a space there. 1207 South Busey. Yeses? Noes? 1. Maybes? 2. 2 noes. And maybes? 4. 1301 Busey, South Busey. Yeses?
That's a Busey mansion on Busey Avenue.
Yeses? 3. Noes? 0. And maybe? 3. Same house. 201 North Busey.
That's not on there either.
It's just below.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Never mind.
Seems to me we voted on that.
Well, that's the Sheldon.
one. The other one, what was the other?
This has a number on it, does say 201.
Oh, this is McCullough. This is on McCullough Street.
That's on McCullough?
Yeah, this is a mistake.
Oh, I know that house, yeah, okay. Oh, we already, oh, I see, we already had 201.
Yeah, that's not
Different one.
Porch, yeah.
Yeah.
Original windows.
That's not on the list, but we will add it. So 201 North McCullough?
Did you-
North McCullough? South?
Yes.
North.
Were all of Paul Burlocker's Civil War era houses added to the list?
Yes.
Really? I thought that was one.
One that, it's possible that there was one was overlooked. But Zach, our intern, was given the list of addresses.
I guess I would just ask that those be double-checked.
Okay.
Because we should have the approximate dates of construction or,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah.
Right, okay. So 201 North McCullough, this one right here. Yeses? Just 1? Noes? 2? Maybes? 3. 304 East California. Yeses? Noes? 0? Noes?
Oh, man,
4?
Weird, I know.
man.
Maybes? 2.
We don't know how age it
You can come back and make a
We're not going to
case.
find out either, are we? Okay.
is. You should buy it.
310 West California. 310 West California. Yeses? 0. Noes? 2. Maybes? 4. 511 West California. Yeses? 0. Noes? 3. Maybes? 3.
That was 511.
Yes, 511. 614 West California. Yeses? 1. Noes? 0. Maybes? 5. Okay. 804 West California. 807, I'm sorry, West California. Yeses? 0. Noes? 3. Maybes? 3. Carl Park. Yeses? 3.
Now, could we include in Carl Park structure? The pavilion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Or
it's
you
got
gotta-
the second oldest tree in the state of Illinois.
And it has the Loretta House.
That's right, and the Lincoln statue.
So I would go for it. if we can include that.
Yeah, me too.
So does that change anyone's vote?
Yes, recount.
Okay, yeses? 6. Excellent. Unanimous. 306 Carl. 306 South Carl.
That's not where that is. That's on, that house is on the corner of Stoughton
And Springfield.
Well, it goes.
Well, it's
to
facing,
Springfield.
yeah. Misaddressed. Okay, so this is, the address is on Stoughton?
Well, it faces Stoughton.
Mhm. It's on the south side.
Yes. Okay, so this house, I don't know the number of it. Yeses?
I gotta find what I said about
Yeah.
it.
Is it listed under?
Okay, I'm ready to vote now. It's 306 South Carl is what we have.
But it's actually,
Maybe it's, I don't know if it's not 306 either.
it would be the 700 block? 600. So it's possible it's 613
Yeah, 11.
Stoughton.
But it is a long block, though, so it could, who knows what the number is.
But there's no information on that in the listing anyway. So, yeses? 0. Noes? 0. Maybes?
Unanimous, all right.
Unanimous maybes. 1306 South Carl. Yeses? 4? Oh, okay. Right above Carl Park in the list.
I can't really see the house well enough.
So yeses, we have 5. Yeses, we have 5. Noes? 0. And maybes?
I'll be the neighbor.
1. Okay. 206 Cedar. 206 Cedar. Yeses? 6. 104 North Central.
I think we're out again.
6.
Yeah.
And if that does become landmark before this list is finalized, that could always be removed. 701 North Kohler.
Oh, that's the Osborne Sears house with a Sears garage.
Yeses?
She's
6.
looking horrified. It's called the Osborne, and it was
That's the model.
yeah, it was produced by Sears in 1916 and ran through the late 1920s.
402 South Kohler. 2 South Kohler. Yeses?
Yeah,
I'll reward him, yeah, okay.
it's great. It's a great house.
Yeses?
Yes.
Just 2.
Sue King of
Noes?
Laughs.
Noes? 0. Maybes? 4. 706 South Kohler. Yeses? Just one? Noes? 0. Maybes? 5. 801 to 803 South Kohler. Yeses? None, 0. Noes? Also none. Maybes? 6.
I would like to see some example of these campus apartment buildings that have some class to them, but I'm not sure which ones.
Yeah. I think
we'll
we'll
see
see
in
in
our
our final list
if we
can
Yeah.
group things.
Pick between them. Crystal Lake Park. Yeses? Just 2. Oh, now we're at 5? Noes? And maybe 0. Dairy Manufacturers Building.
That is off north of Pennsylvania Avenue. It's not directly on Pennsylvania.
No, it's on Florida at Orchard, sitting way back, isn't it? Isn't that the building?
Pennsylvania.
No, Pennsylvania, that's residential.
No,
Oh,
on
okay,
campus.
I got the wrong building.
Yeah, this is on campus, and it's a Charles Platt building, and Platt did the Georgia Revival plan for the university.
Is that over there by that?
Yeah, but it faces, this elevation faces the south. It faces
Yeah, or back in there.
other buildings. No, it's across from the cemetery. It's to the east of the cattle barn, or the stock pavilion. Uh-huh.
Really? Okay.
The backside. And it's set back. The backside is set back as well, too.
So that's the north elevation.
That is, yes.
Yeses? 2. Noes? 0. Maybes? 4.
I had asked that this one be put on because if we were looking at university buildings, it makes sense that anything that Platt did that's in Urbana would be considered, yeah.
209 West Delaware. Yeses? 5. Noes?
That darn lucky roof.
0. Maybes? 1. 303 West Delaware. That's a bit down the list. Yeses? 2. Noes? 2. Maybe. 2. 307 West Delaware.
Yep, no, that's Elm.
Ah, that's
I
the
don't think
one.
it's 307 West Elm,
Yeah, I think it is.
though. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it listed on here as Delaware?
Yeah.
We have another-
No.
We've got another 307 West Elm. Maybe that's Matthew Busey. Is that it? Matthew Busey?
I don't know that that's Matthew Busey, but,
Well, the other 307 West Elm. Let's see what the other one says. This could be about where that,
So
between the
it's,
300 block and the
wait,
Ohio side, that's probably 307 West Elm.
yeah. Oh, it's
Okay,
definitely
so-
West Elm, yeah.
yeses?
Civil War era, yeah.
Right. We're voting on 307 West Elm. 6 yeses. 0 noes, 0 maybes. 401 West Delaware.
It's not on the list.
Okay, I'll add it.
I couldn't find it.
Yeses? 0. Noes? 3. Maybes? 3. 510 West Delaware. That is on the list. Yeses?
Wait a minute.
Yeses, 4. Noes, 0. Maybes, 2. 601 West Delaware. Yeses? One of our
Abstain.
commissioners' house.
I am.
60, so this is out of 5. So 5 yeses, 0, 0. Alice.
Oh, it's got a curtain on it too, an original curtain.
609 West Delaware. That is on the list towards the bottom. Yeses?
To Jack Baker.
Yeses, 4. Noes? 1. 2. And 0 maybes. 610 West Delaware. It's just a couple up. Yeses? 0. Noes? 1, 2, 3. 3. Maybes? 3. 702 West Delaware. 702, that's up a few higher still. Yeses? 4. Noes? 0. Maybe. 2. 704 West Delaware. Going back down towards the bottom on that page. Yeses? 1. Noes? 1. Maybes? 4.
It's a Burger and Kelly, and it has this really cool. Wall Street
713 West Delaware.
look. Super cool.
I don't see it.
Not on the list.
Okay, I'll add it. 713. Yeses? 5. Noes? Maybes? 1. 715 West Delaware. Yeses? 5? Okay,
Yeah, that's a yes, it's on there.
so that's 6.
Okay.
0
Is that-
noes, 0 maybes.
The sorority house
Yep.
that goes modern toward the left, okay.
715 West Delaware.
the
That's
same
it.
one,
Oops.
Right.
Yep.
801 West Delaware. Yeses?
Wait a minute.
Just below in the list.
801, okay.
Yeses? 2. Noes? 0. Maybes? 4. 806 West Delaware.
6,
It's the last one on that page. Yeses?
okay. Oh, okay, all right.
Sorry, yeses? No. 0. Noes? 4 noes.
Tough crowd.
Maybes? 2. 510 Delmont Court. It's on the next page. Yeses?
This should just be all of Delmont Court. There's another photograph on it somewhere else and
Okay.
another listing. Yeah.
So the yeses, that's 3.
No, it's picked
No, 4.
4?
for all of them.
All of Delmont Court.
This was
4?
picked on for the Nobel Prize.
Noes?
There, I think it's the other reason it's
Noes for Delmont Court?
Oh, no, he lived in the other house that you voted no on.
There's a race.
so separate. 510 Court.
No.
The other address is on.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one.
Yeah.
Good.
Boy, keep
Noes
up
for
with-
Delmont Court?
I've got these glasses on from the drugstore.
0. Maybes for Delmont Court? 2. Back a page, 612 Delaware. That's on there. Yeses? Excuse me. 0. Noes? 0.
Maybes? 6. Douglas? Douglas?
Oh, this is,
This one doesn't have an address?
it's that one on the corner. isn't
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, it's at the corner
it's
at
on
Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be, is that 01? 1001?
It's not the right time of the year to be doing
I
this.
think it is that one. I think it's 1001.
Yeah.
English domestic 1924.
Yeses? 0. Noes? 0. Maybes?
Unanimous.
6. Excuse me. 1003 South Douglas. Yeses? 0. Noes? 3. Maybes? 3. 1007 South Douglas. Yeses? 0. Noes? 2. Maybes? 4. 1103 South Douglas. Yeses? 0. Noes? 0. Maybes? 6. 1105 number, did we just do that? No. 1105 South Douglas.
What is it? Oh, there's,
Yeses? 4. 5. Yeses 5. Noes? 0. Maybes? 1. 1109 South Douglas.
isn't it this?
Yeses? 1. Noes? 0. Maybes? 5. Yeah. Douglas 1. Is there another Douglas one we haven't done? 1105? Does anyone know, is this 1105?
Is that same one with the porch over here on the corner?
It is, that's the same one that.
That didn't have a name?
That we called Douglas before, which
Yeah.
was 1001.
It's the clump of trees picture, yeah.
Go back to the one that says just says Douglas. That one. Yeah, that's the same one.
So are we missing, we're missing a picture for 1105?
Well, I have a
Oh.
duplicate written down for 11, well, there's two 1105s listed,
Ah, yeah, okay.
and I think one of them is Avenue, and the other one is not Avenue. It's just.
So it's just a duplicate in the list. Okay. On we go. 307 West Elm.
That.
Now, we already filled in the blank on 307 West Elm, and we said the picture was labeled wrong.
Yeah.
That was the one that we said was...
So this address is wrong.
This
The
is a
address of
higher
this?
number.
This is on Elm, but it would be,
Isn't this behind the Presbyterian Church?
it is,
Yes.
yeah.
So that's on, is that Orchard Corner? Yeah.
It's not on a corner.
Well, the church is on that, so it's.
It's across from Buena Vista, sort of.
Yeah, probably 400.
Yeah.
Maybe on the 7, yeah, the odd side of the street. Might be 400.
Okay, so
maybe.
the twice as nice. Excuse me. Yeses? 5. Noes? 0. Maybes? 5 and 2? I counted that wrong. So the yeses, again, please, the yeses? Just 4, okay. 4 and 2 yeses. 311 West Elm. Yeses?
Can this be changed from Colonial Revival on the spreadsheet, please?
Yes, 2.
Side hall plan and Italianate.
Okay. 412 West Elm. Yeses? Mhm. Brian's former house. He doesn't own it anymore. Two yeses? Noes? 0? Maybes? 4. 705 West Elm. Yeses? 0? Noes? 0? Let me guess. 6 maybes. Good. 210 West Florida. Yeses? Just 1?
It's a perfect Cape Cod, and it's stone. We hardly have any stone houses.
Noes?
I'll be a yes instead.
Okay. 2 yeses, 0 noes. Maybes. 4. Excuse me. 402 West Florida. Yeses? 0. Noes? Just 1. And maybes. 5. 606 West Florida. Yeses? 0. Noes? 1. 3. Maybes. 3. 706 West Florida.
Well, that's not on the list. I can't see that.
Okay, I'll add it. 706. Yeses? 0. Noes? 2. Maybes. 3. Someone didn't vote? Okay. On purpose? Okay. 710 West Florida.
I don't think that's on the list.
Yep, that one's there. 2 above George
Oh,
Huff.
there it is, I got it, okay. I'm with you.
Yeses? Just 1. Noes? 2. Maybes. 3. 716 West Florida.
1965, is that right?
No.
Thought it looked older than that. Okay.
Yeses? 3. Noes? 1. Maybes? 2. 806 West Florida. It's the last Florida. Yeses? 0. Noes? 3. Maybes. 3. 407 G.H. Baker.
That's 407 East George Huff.
East George Huff.
That's not on-
So,
Well, there's 103 East George Huff. I don't know where that house is. They said that's on Huff.
yeah, it's got 407
So
on
what's,
there.
anybody know anything about this one?
It's been added on, all this has been added on that we see. It probably used to be a Mumford address. Because the front door was on Mumford.
Hmm.
So that's all that's added on. It's not from what it originally.
Yeses?
Way more than it originally was.
Yeses? 0. Noes? 5. Maybe. 1. 110 Glover.
This is Lustron, is
Yep.
that why it's on there?
It's a Lustron house. There were only 3,000 of these made in the country, and they're rapidly disappearing. It's post-World War II construction, and they were all steel panels. Interior was steel, lots of built-ins, steel roof. Yeah. Threw it on the truck, delivered it. There you go.
Yeses? All 6. 906 South Goodwin.
Charles
Yeses?
Platt.
4. Noes? 1. Maybes? 1. 707 East Green. Yeses? 1. Oh.
Okay.
Yeses? 0. Noes? 0.
Oh, make that one, yeah, 1 no.
1 no. Maybes? 5. 209 West Green. 209 is the first Green Street. Yeses? 5. Noes? 0. Maybes? 1. The library, 210 West Green. I'm sorry, at the beginning of the meeting, a bug flew into my mouth, and it's now stuck somewhere in my throat. Sorry.
Yeah.
Door, I guess.
I think that was probably taken offline. 210 West Green. Yeses? 4. Noes? 0. Maybes? 2. 309 West Green.
No, just bounce all over.
Mhm.
Those three, there's 3 of that.
Or the Unitarian?
It does call it Greenview Apartments, doesn't it?
Is that the
Otherwise,
unit?
I think everything's just
305, maybe it is,
up too high.
I don't know. Okay. So, it's probably 309.
It is.
Because it'd be a high number, 311, something like that. But it's not
It's not
Greenview
311.
Apartments. Greenview Apartments.
It's the next block. Oh, next block
It's
west.
the 300 block.
So the Unitarian Church, we'll call it that. Yeses? 6. 309,
No,
that's
it's
also.
the same thing.
407 West Green.
That's Greenview, I think. Yeah.
Not Sim Apartments. That's what it says here.
Yeah, it's just all, everything's all.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's what goes on, okay.
Yeses? 2, 3. Noes? 0. Maybes? 3. 501 West Green. That's up.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeses? 5. Noes? 0. Maybes? 1. 603 West Green. Is that the Sim Apartments? Or the Meeting House?
It's not the meeting house.
So it must be the Sim Apartments. So 603 West Green, yes? Just 1? Noes? 0? Maybes? 603 West Green, we just did that. Is that the same? Yeah. 609 West Green. That's higher up on the list. Yeses? All six. 612 West Green.
So didn't we decide we're not having local landmarks on?
We
Yeah.
did.
Right.
Eight oh one West Green.
You want to stop and get a drink?
I've got one, it's not helping. Thank you, though.
No. Oh, the meeting house was demolished.
No. Oh.
It was.
Didn't they just doctor it up?
Should we have to really take over?
Yeah. You can
Okay,
just read it. Sorry. Not sure what that is.
let me get mine. So
No,
motion just
it
get
was
choked
the
up.
700 one. No, it was the
Which one?
1101 West Green.
Yeah.
So if you just read on here.
Green.
It wasn't brick. I thought it was wood shingle.
Okay.
I thought it was wood shingle.
Okay.
I don't remember it right, but.
801 West Green Street.
That's what this one would be.
Yeses. No. 6, maybe. 0. Okay. What is that one?
It's the Wesley
1203 West Green. 1203 West Green. 1203 West Green. Where is that? Let's see that one. 1203. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, Wesley Foundation, Jacobian, 1921. Yes. 6. So that means 0, 0. Next.
That's the same building.
Yep.
Same, yeah.
1301 West Green, which is 1301. Yeah, University of Illinois. Well, this says the main library.
Natural history.
1301. 1301 West Gregory Drive, is that right?
No, green.
Green.
They're not in order. They're not in
It says green and it is green.
Yeah.
On the listing, it says Natural History Building, 1301 West Green.
Okay. Yeah, Natural History Building. Okay, yes. 2? No. 3
Oh,
and 1, maybe?
no, Mary was a no, too.
Okay, 4.
Thirteen.
1301 West Gregory. Okay, this is,
Now that, yeah, that's Mumford Hall, not the library.
This is Mumford Hall.
They're off again now, yeah.
1301 West Gregory. Mumford Hall, okay, yes. 0, no. 1, maybe. 5. Um, 1408 West Gregory.
So Mumford Hall and the library are both Platt buildings as well.
1408 West Gregory, yes. 2, no. 1, maybe. 3. 213. 210 Grove. I'm not familiar. Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. 210 Grove.
Who's Briggs? You know, or that might be in wrong.
Wait a minute, Grove, where is it?
Okay, yes.
I can't believe this is
It
1870.
might be off the line.
I think it's off, because I thought this was a reputed Royer house.
That's what I thought. I recognized
So
on the side
then
that
the 1870s
curved.
impossible.
South Grove.
So 302 South Grove.
This one?
302 South Grove.
310.
Or could it be 210? Or no?
210, yeah.
It says 210.
210. That is it. Very likely.
So this is Royer. Okay. Yes.
So we think it's a Royer house, it might be one.
You have to ask Brian, I'm not sure.
It is the best of our knowledge, based on Brian Adams' research, I believe. So yes, no, maybe. 6 maybes. Okay. Harker Hall. Okay. University of Illinois campus, what is it, 1870s? Do you know the date? Okay, yes. 2, no. 1, 2, maybe. 2, 2, 2, 2. (212) West High Street.
Anything about this? It's just.
It's really old.
Is it
I mean-
1850 or 1870? Just depending on whether this is, things are lined off.
Somewhere in between there, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, yes. 4, no. 0, maybe. 2, 402. 301 West High. 310. 301.
Okay.
Yes. No. 3, maybe. 3. (401) West High
Oops,
Street.
We missed one. Yeah.
310 West High, isn't that what we did just?
No.
No, we did 301, this is 310.
This is, that's right, it's changed a lot, though. This is the property that the church owns,
Yeah.
that we went in and looked in the basement.
Hmm.
Remember that?
Boy, so,
Oh, so it is, it's
It is,
18?
but it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
so 310 West High.
They own it, yeah.
Okay, yes. No. Maybe. 1 maybe and 5 no's. 0, yes. Okay. 401 West High. Well, is this not on the list?
It's an older one and
Oh,
has
there it
good
is.
integrity, and it's a nice cottage form that we don't have that many with integrity. I mean, it's kind of, it's a 1.5-story hall and a parlor, which was a really popular early cottage type.
Yes. 5, no. Maybe. 1. 501. 507 West High. 507.
Nobel Prize.
507 West High. Yes. 2, 3, 4. 4. No. 0, maybe. 2. 402. (510) West High. I love that roof line. Yes. 1, 2, 3. 5. No. Maybe. 501. 511 West High.
Yeah, I'm not believing the date on this one, but
It could be all, it could be, everything could be off.
Snyder
Yeah.
Residence.
Nobel Prize winner could have been in 510.
feels like Scrabble or something, or crossword puzzle, maybe. 511 West High, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, no, maybe. That's 1, 501. Let's see. 512 West High. 512, okay, there it is. Yes, no, 2, 3, maybe. 3, 033. .601 West High.
This is another one of those cottage types.
Yeah, looks like something you find in a rural area, maybe. 601 West High, yes. 1, 2, 4, no. 0, maybe. 2, 402. What does that say? 213 West Illinois? 213 West Illinois? Yes. No. Maybe. 6, 006. 305 West Illinois? Yes. No. Maybe. 6 maybes. 006. 405 West Illinois. Yes. No. 3 no's, maybe. 3033. 406 West Illinois. I always loved that house. I don't know. 406 West Illinois. On the wrong line here. Yes. 4, no. Maybe. 2, 402. 704 West Illinois. 704.
Sure Lincoln's up there, though.
What'd you say about Castle residents? I'm sorry.
I don't.
What is it?
Don't know who
Oh.
Castle is, and it could be from a different line anyway, but how do you apply to this
Yeah.
house?
Okay, yes. 1, 2, no. 0, maybe. 3, 203. .805 West Illinois. 5 West Illinois. Yes. 2, no. 3. 3, no. I'm really screwing this up. The no's are, and maybe 3, so 303.
Isn't there one that's right next? Show me that last one again.
There are 2.
2 houses together.
Yeah.
In my mind, the other one's the nicer one.
Yeah, I think we have a photo missing.
Well, maybe it just wasn't on the list, but
No,
Or is this-
both should have been photographed.
I don't know that they're on the list, are they?
Hmm.
Both of them. I don't think they are.
It's funny, I can't even place
There's
that
not
building.
807 or 803. so
805.
Whatever the other one is, it'd be nice to look at that one
Mhm.
also.
Um,
This one. Indiana.
Indiana, just, yeah, Indiana Street, no address.
What is it? 401.
This one's 401? West Indiana, West Indiana.
Mhm.
Mrs. E.G. Smith, 1928, rumored Royer, is that it?
I saw it on the survey form. You were listed as an occupant.
Okay, yes. 3, 4, 5, no. Maybe. 501.
You don't like the addition?
I hated the change that entire footprint. It was so kind of gracious, kind of French chateau kind of feel, and maybe the backyard.
301 West Indiana.
This one was done by the Architects Small House Service Bureau, and it's published, based off of a published floor plan.
So it's probably got a Reuter like it's
No, it's not.
Okay, yes. 5, no. Maybe. 501. 303. 303 West Indiana, is that what that says? 303.
Could you please remove English domestic?
1964, it's not quite 50. Yes. 4, no. 0, maybe. 2, 402. .307 West Indiana. Last one on the page there.
It is a rumored Royer. There are 3 stucco houses in a row. There's one on the west side of Carl on Indiana. They're all 3 on Indiana. One on the west side of Carl and 2 on the east side.
Okay. Yes. 1, 2, 3. 3, no. 0, maybe. 303. Is that right? 309 West Indiana?
Yeah, there's another view of it, though. There it is.
Okay. Oh, there we are. 309 West Indiana, yes. 1, no. Maybe.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, I'll start over. Yes.
Are you still looking, Mary?
1, 2, 3. 3, no. Maybe. 2, 302. .403 West Indiana. Yes. No. 2, maybe. 4, 024. .411 West Indiana.
I think there are 2 views of this one, too. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
411 West Indiana. Interesting.
I mean, but there were 3. There was the yellow one, the one on the corner of the Danley house, and then the one that you used to live in. Yeah.
Okay, yes. 5, 0, or no. 0, maybe. 0, 500.
Maybe. 501.
1. Okay. 501 West Indiana. Indiana's got some nice ones. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. No. Sorry. No. 4 yeses. Okay, no. Maybe. 2. I guess I can't vote, can I? 606 West Indiana. Yes. 2. No. 2. Maybe. Sure. 3, 2, 1, I believe. Interesting. 204 West Iowa. 204 West Iowa, yes. 4, 5, no. Maybe. 501. .209 West Iowa. 209 West Iowa. Yes. Look how tall that chimney is. That's crazy. No. 1, maybe. 3. I think it was 113, I believe. 402 West Iowa. 402. I've got here 404. There it is. 402 West Iowa. Yes. 1, no. 1, maybe. 4, 114. 404 West Iowa. 404 West Iowa, yes. 1, no. 0, maybe. 5, 105. 510 West Iowa. So yes. 2, no. 1, maybe. 3, 213. $714 West Iowa. 714. It's at Iowa Busey, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, yes. 1, no. 0, maybe. 5, 105. Krannert, add that at the bottom. Krannert. Art Center. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, maybe. 1, 411. Leal Park.
Does that include the Greater Bible Cottage? No,
It's listed later.
Would they all?
I don't see why not. First.
It's the only way I'll vote for
Me too. You have to have a structure. Yeah.
If it makes a difference, the cottage was moved at some point, but you probably know that.
But the gazebo, that's 1913.
Is it? Do you want to consider it together or apart?
Together,
Together, okay.
Just the gazebo in the park?
and the cottage.
And the
The
cottage.
park includes what it comes with. yeah.
Yes. 1, 2, 3,
Peer
4,
pressure.
6. So I can predict the rest of it. 600. Lincoln Hall. Lincoln Hall, Lincoln Hall, Lincoln Hall. Okay. Yes. 1, 2, no. 1, maybe. 3, 213.
Did
That's
we
already-
include this with Carl Park? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't recognize that either. Interesting. 804 South Lincoln.
Really built as a sorority house, is that what that says?
804 South
I don't know.
Lincoln.
I don't know.
Delta Land
Yes.
sorority.
I think that's wrong. Then I don't think that's the right. I mean, something's wrong. It's not French Chateau-esque.
No.
When he cut and pasted from different lists, he must have
Yeah.
shifted different places.
So is this really 804 South Lincoln? I just,
804
Well, but we'll go off of this.
What's on South Lincoln at the corner? of-
so we'll go off the picture. Okay. 804, whatever this real address is. Yes. No. 2 no's, 3 no's, maybe. 3033.
I know. I know.
What's that?
Ramps.
Well, I think we're going to have to be more ruthless on that, really. But I hope for the next round that we'll have more information.
But not if we have a list like this. We can only do so, I mean, not unless we're gonna spend 6 months, 8 months doing this, you know? I mean, just,
I don't know how many.
we'll do what we can, but we have,
I'm voting yes on 70-something.
yeah.
I think I'm over yesing.
Well, I don't know if we have a majority. I can't remember how we're doing it exactly.
You said 4.
4, okay. 806 South Lincoln. 806 South Lincoln, yes. No. 6 no's, 060.
Got rid of 1 there.
Two.
Well, it doesn't have to be unanimous no's to get rid of one, does it?
Right.
No.
807 South Lincoln.
It's not on the list.
807, okay. 807 South Lincoln, commercial. Yes. 4, yeah, 4, no. Are you voting twice?
No vote. I thought you said
No
no,
vote.
like you were recounting. Never mind.
Maybe 2, so 402.
This reminds me, there's one that we didn't get in the pictures at least, is the Espresso Royale on the other end on Goodwin.
Around the corner
It's
from here.
another historic commercial building that's on the corner of Goodwin and Oregon that needs to be added.
808 South Lincoln. 808 South Lincoln. I believe we use this as an example in our design guidelines. Yes, 2, no, 0, maybe, 4. 204. .904 South Lincoln. 904 South Lincoln, where is that? 904. Yes, 4, no, 0, maybe, 2, 402. 1004 South Lincoln. 1004 South Lincoln, yes, 5, no, maybe, 1, 501. 1106 South Lincoln, Alpha Gamma Delta. 1106 South Lincoln, yes, 4, 5, no,
So we were going to vote.
1.
We're not going to do national registers or something.
I thought that get changed to doing National Register but not local landmark,
Is that what it was?
because National Register things aren't protected.
All right. And I'll change my no vote.
Do a
600.
600.
I'll make it a yes.
Okay, 600.
72, maybe.
1204 South Lincoln. Was that Kappa Delta? 1204 South Lincoln. Yes, 0, no, 5, maybe, 1, 051. Recognize this? 1403 West Laredo Taft Drive. 1403 West Laredo Taft Drive, Mumford House, yes. 4, 5, no. Under duress, or maybe.
Evil man.
It's a university.
What was your vote then?
I voted no.
Okay.
He's voting no on all university properties.
510.
That's the Laredo Taft House on Pennsylvania, but we should note that that was cut in half and moved from Champaign over to Urbana when Swanla was built, yeah. It's on Pennsylvania, just east of the cemetery.
Okay.
6th and John.
Moved and cut in half, okay. Yes. No.
Are we voting?
Yes.
No, people, we're on no.
We're at no.
We're on no now.
2, 3, maybe. 3, 033.
This one you've got,
101 East Main Street, County Courthouse.
and then I think we've listed it as 201 East Main on our list, because there is no 101.
I said, can we stipulate about the addition?
Yeah. So we're listing it here, it's 201, even though the picture says 101.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no. Maybe.
It's the replacement windows, it's everything.
The
you know,
replacement
it's
windows.
just gone.
605 East Main Street. 605.
Oh,
Straw Bale
that's a new
House.
house.
nominated for the architectural construction.
605, man, I can't find this. Here we go. Yes. What? No.
It's a straw bale house.
3. Okay, yeses 2.
Wait, let's start out.
Yes. 3. No. 2. Maybe. 1. 3, 2, 1. 607 East Main Street.
Yes.
Is that Judge Weber's?
Yeah.
Weber House next to Strawbell, I think? Right. Yeah, okay. Yes. 5, no. 0, maybe. 1, 5, 0, 1. Let's see, 104 West Main Street. So which one is this?
102, 104, and 106, they're all 3.
West Main Street. 102, 104, 106.
Do you want them as a unit or individually? Individually? Unit? So 102 to 106?
Yes. 1, 2, 3. 6, okay, 600. Uh, 135 West Main Street. 135 West Main Street. Knowlton Bennett Drug Store, 1927. 35, yes. 6, okay. 600. 303 West Main Street, the Firestone Building, Kirby Firestone, 1927, yes. 6, 600. 402 West Main Street, Canaan Baptist Church. 402, 402, 402. Where is that? 402. Canaan Baptist. Was this a Royer design? Is that right? 1912? Okay, yes. 6. Okay, 600. 506 West Main Street. Marriott Residence, 1893. Yes. 600. 507 West Main Street, Luther Residence, 1878. Yes. 600.
I'm surprised at you guys on that one.
508 West Main Street, 1893. Yes. 600. Main Street's popular. 510 West Main Street, 1890. 600. 0, yeah. 602 West Main Street. Yes. 600. 605 West Main. Yes. 600. 606 West Main Street. 606, 1893. Yes. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2. I'm sorry, I confused. What's the yeses again? 3. No. 2. Maybe. 3 no's. 3, 3.
What's the address on this one?
330. 606 West Main Street.
Yeah.
608 West Main Street.
It's
Up above, huh? 608.
a little higher.
It's on the corner before, oh, on the list, you mean? Never mind.
Just don't see it. 608. I'm sorry, I don't see it.
It's just above all these ones we did.
Oh, okay. 608 West Main Street. Yes. 2, no. 0, maybe. 4. 0, 4. Got that 710 West Main Street, St. Patrick's Church. 710, 1901. Yes. 4, no. 5, no. 0, maybe. 501. I don't know. 706 South Matthews. 706 South Matthews. Yes. 600.
That ought to be on the list. Yeah.
What is it?
Channing Murray Foundation, right next door to that, on the corner of Oregon and.
It's on the National Register.
Did we just do that?
Yeah, we just did that one. 100 Meadow. 100 Meadow. 100. Here we are. Yes. Yes. No. 4, maybe. 2. 042.
100.
101 Meadow. 101 Meadow. Yes. 2, no. 1, maybe. 213. 213. 103 Meadow. 103. Yes. 1, no. 3, maybe. 2, 132. 105 Meadow. Yes. 1, no. 2, maybe. 3, 123. 305 West Michigan.
It's nearly at the bottom.
305. Okay. John Lognan. Super sweet corn. Oh, interesting. It's corn country. Yes? 6. Okay, 600. .309 West Michigan. 309 West Michigan. Last one on the page. Yes. 5, no. Maybe. 1, 501. 405 West Michigan. 405. Here we are. 1924. Yes. 4, no. 1, maybe. 1, 411.
Wait a minute, 405, never mind.
Is that the grass needs to be cut, or is that what? 410 West Michigan. 410 West Michigan. Where is that? Okay, it's nearly at the bottom. Yes. 1. Yep. 2, maybe, or no. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, and maybe? Okay. 2, 3, 1. 503 West Michigan. 503, yes. 2, 3, no. Maybe. 3. 303. 505 West Michigan. 505, where is that? 505. There it is, okay. Yes. 2, no. 0, maybe. 4, 204. I know what this is like. It's like bingo. That's what it is. Keep calling out the numbers, and somebody yell bingo, please. Please yell bingo. Okay. 507 West Michigan.
We're about halfway
507. Okay, 507 West Michigan. Yes. 2, no. 0, maybe. 4, 204. 603 West Michigan, 603. Yes. 603, yes is 1. No. 2, maybe. 3. 608 West Michigan, 608, 608, 608. 608. Oh, it's in the next page. Yes. 4, no. 1, maybe. 1. 411. 701 West Michigan. 701, 701, 701. Phineas Windsor. Yes. 2, no. Maybe. 1, maybe. You're no, and 3 maybes. 2, 1, 3.
To do this 100 years from now for all the vinyl houses out?
No.
No? Okay.
803 West Michigan. 803,
The former Chancellor Cantor House.
What you had to have.
Is it on the list?
Yeah, yes. 1, no. Or 2 yeses, no. Maybe. 4, 204.
Note the matching garage on this one.
805 West Michigan. 805, 805, 805. Okay, yes.
Oh, oh.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4, yes, no. 0, maybe. 2, 402. 811 West Michigan. Okay, Philip W. Anderson, Nobel 1977 Physics, Superconductivity. 811 West Michigan. Yes. 1, no. 2, no. No, 1. 2 no's, maybe. 2, 2, 2, 2. Is that right? 2, 2, 2. 204 West Nevada. Is that right? 204 in West Nevada? 202. Here we are. Yes. 2, no. 2, maybe. 2, 2, 2, 2. Is that a local landmark? Is that not? 308 West Nevada. .308 West Nevada, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 yeses, no. 0, maybe. 1.
2.
2?
Trying to make
Okay. 407 West Nevada. Yes. 1, 2, no. 2, 2, 2, maybe. 2, 2, 2. 512 West Nevada. 512 West Nevada. Yes. 4, no. Maybe. 2, 402.
Anybody want to change your vote? Look at the garage.
Yes, it's not voting yes, that brick porch on
I'll change it to yes. I'm not too, I don't know, it's good.
I don't know if it's just the art, it all ties into those.
Yeah.
So 6 yeses?
That's 512, right? That is a nice garage. 514 West Nevada. Yes. Yes. No. Maybe. 6 maybes. 006. 703 West Nevada. 703. 703. Yes. No. Maybe. 222. 705 West Nevada. 705. Yes. No. Maybe. 411. You all are really good sports with this. I tell you, you're very patient.
So are you,
Huh?
Robert. So are you, Robert.
I'm just pretending. 709 West Nevada.
Are we still on TV? Are they still watching this?
Probably. 709 West Nevada.
TV's on.
Okay, yes. No. 3. Maybe. 132. Wow, I don't recognize that one either. That's neat. It's 805 West Nevada.
It's not on the list. It's
805 West Nevada.
So that's the next one in.
Yes.
It's owner occupied.
How many yeses we have? We've got 6 yeses, 600. 902 West Nevada. 902 West Nevada, Swiss Cottage, 1916. Yes. 2, no. 1, maybe. 3, 213. Hmm. 1104 West Nevada. 1104. Yes. 4, 5, no. Maybe. 501. 1207 West Nevada. Yes. No. Maybe. 501. 1207. 1207, 501. 606 West Ohio. 606 West Ohio. Yes. No. Maybe. 411. Or, is that right? Yeah. 610 West Ohio? 610 West Ohio. Yes. No. Maybe. 240. $710 West Ohio. Is that right? Delta Zeta sorority? Yes. No. Maybe. 501. Okay. Yeah, same thing. 713 Ohio, West Ohio. Delta Tau Delta. Yes. No. Maybe. 402. 1002 South Orchard. I remember this one. 1002 South Orchard. Yes. No. Maybe. 411. 1008 South Orchard. Yes. No. Maybe. 222. 301 West Oregon. 301. Is that listed or is that? It's down below, I guess. Excuse me. Yes. 5, no. Maybe. 501.
Want me to take over
If you want to.
for No, you need a drink. .305 West Oregon. We'll give it another go and see if it if my voice works. Yeses? 600. 307 Oregon, West Oregon. Yeses? Yes, this is on Stuart's list. 600. 312 West Oregon. Yes. 6. 501 West Oregon. Yeses? Noes? Maybes? 0, 2, 4, 2.
What was that one?
042. 502 West Oregon. So the last Oregon.
There it is.
The last Oregon listed.
Rising Jackson, 20th century feminist poet, lengthy affair with Robert Graves, jumped out of third floor window. There is no third floor window. I've never heard that story. I've known the people that have lived there probably since the 30s. Well, I think that's a lot of them.
Maybe it's in the wrong
I
line.
would disregard some of that, but not all.
Big question.
Yeses? Noes? 5. Maybes? 1. Oh, 509 West Oregon.
This one, that has a third, this may have been where that came from. 'Cause this was the McCullough House, like McCullough Street, and McCullough Creek, which is buried.
Check.
There's no
502
super-
description.
Anyway, this is an old house, it has a huge lot of like.
509.
509 West Oregon.
We'll check. We'll check on that. That's right. Yeses? 4. Noes? 0. Maybes? 2. Same one. That's the same picture. 605 West Oregon. 1 up. Yeses?
And I'm only voting for the
5.
so I hope there is one.
Noes? 0. Maybes? 1. 611 West Oregon. 1 up. Yeses? 3. Noes? 0. Maybes? 3. 707 West Oregon.
What's the Sandberg have to do with this?
that seems so.
I think it does too. I called, this is where Tom Betts lives. I tried calling him tonight and asking if nobody was home. I tried to call him.
So this must have come from Burlocker's work, maybe, or?
Isn't that old a house?
It's possibly because that was included. His list of,
So I think, I remember him
Awards.
saying something about Sandberg, but I think he just rented a room or something for a very short period of time.
Like it's down, so.
Carl Sandburg didn't live there, everybody in the band know it.
yeses? 0 noes? All 6. Got 1 off the list. 713 West Oregon. Yeses? 1. Noes? 1. Maybes? 4. 803 West Oregon. Yeses?
It's the third one, well, it's the second one. That's true.
Yeses? 3. Noes? 0. Maybes? 3. 804 West Oregon. Yeses? 2. Noes? 1. Maybes? 3. 805 West Oregon. Yeses? 1. Noes? 2. Are those all yeses? 3 yeses?
I mean, we're concerned about how some of these are offline, so we're
Okay.
voting for no bells, but.
Okay.
Double check.
Vote for Nobel. Okay.
Yeah, no Nobel.
Made note. So for the yeses for the Nobel address? 3? 3 yeses?
Oh, I'm a yes on that if it's a no-go.
So we're at 5 yeses. We're at 6 yeses. Okay.
If it's no bell.
6 yeses and 1 no?
I was a no on that.
So 5 yeses.
Yes.
Okay. 5 yeses, 1 no. Okay. 304 West Pennsylvania. Partway down the list of Pennsylvanias. Yeses? 2? Noes? 2? Maybes? 2. 404 Pennsylvania. That's the first one listed. Yeses? 2? Noes? 1? Maybes? 3. 406 Pennsylvania. Partway down, yeses? 1? Noes? 2? Maybes? 3. 504 West Pennsylvania. That's just below. Yeses? 4? Noes?
Thank you, Robert.
0. Maybes? 2.
Oh,
Did it stop?
no, it's not moving.
Is it? It won't go?
Is
Ouch.
that right? 607?
Ouch, ouch.
There we go.
Oh, that's Anthony Leggett's house.
Yeses? 6, 0, 0. 611 West Pennsylvania, 1 above. Yeses? 2? Noes? 3? Maybes? 1. 613 West Pennsylvania, 1 above. Yeses? 2? Noes? 1? Maybes? 3. 702 Pennsylvania. Not on the list. We'll add it to the bottom. 702.
I don't want that color.
That's awful.
Yeses?
Just kidding.
Yeses? 2? Noes? 3? Maybes? 1.
Not because of
705 Pennsylvania.
So, towards the top.
Yeah, that's mostly an addition on that, the left half is an addition. And the orientation of the house has changed too. The real front door is facing the side, yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Yeses? 0? Noes? 6.
Yeah, maybe talk me out of a maybe.
Okay. 710 Pennsylvania.
It's Royer. It's a Royer. Oh, yeah. You can't vote.
Yeses? 4? 5? Noes? Maybes? Abstaining?
Yeah.
Abstain.
It's a great garage, actually.
Okay. 711 Pennsylvania. Yeses? 3? Noes? 1? Maybes? 2. 801 Pennsylvania.
This place is so charged.
Just above. Yeses? 1? Noes? 1? Maybes? 4. 804 Pennsylvania. That's up at the top. Yeses? 4? Noes? 0? Maybes? 2. Yes, so 5 and 1 maybe. 805 Pennsylvania. It's about in the middle. Yeses? 4? Noes? 0? Maybe?
It's a
I'm gonna
sorority.
say no.
It's a former sorority house, though.
Yeah, I'll say maybe.
And it's on our
So
side.
2 maybes. 402.
Our side of the street.
806 Pennsylvania, that's back up at the top. Yeses? 5. Noes? 0. Maybes? 1. Okay.
I don't know, it's a good looking garage.
1009 Pennsylvania, up at the top still, Sigma Nu. Yeses? 2. Noes? 2. Maybes? 2. 1101 Pennsylvania. Yeses? 2. Noes? 0. Maybes? 4. 1802 Pleasant Circle. Yeses? Yeses? 4. Noes? 0. Maybes? 2.
Sorry.
1804 Pleasant Circle. Yeses? 1. Noes? 2. Maybes? 2. 1806 Pleasant Circle. Yeses? 3. Noes? 1. Maybes? 2. 1807 Pleasant Circle. Yeses? 0. Noes? 1. Maybes? 5. President's House. Yeses? 4. Noes? 0. 1 no. Maybes? 1. Race Street, 900 Race. Turn the page.
Really?
Oh, we're nearly there. Yay! Yeah, I think we are. Okay, so 900 Race. Yeses? 4. Noes? 0. Maybes? 2. 111 Race, the Courier. 111. Not on the list.
It's North Race.
Yeah, North Race. Okay, yeses? 4. Noes? 0. Maybes? 2. 402 North Race.
Well, wasn't the original building a mill?
Mhm.
And it's heavily remodeled, but I think there's a really old brick building in here somewhere.
So where's the entire?
That was brick somewhere.
That's the front part.
With those arches over the windows, I suppose.
Yeses? 1. Noes? 2. Maybes? 3.
That's the
Silver.
Silver Creek.
Yeah.
so
304 South Race. It's the top one there on the page. Yeses? 6. 401 South Race. Next one, yeses? 5. Noes? 0. Maybes? 1. 402 South Race. Yeses?
Yes on that.
5. Noes? 0. Maybes? 1.
We want to consider that Baptist church that's right next door to, not that one, but the one before. You can see it in the background there over on Marie.
The Korean church today?
It was a First Baptist for a long time. I don't know, it's an old, I don't know.
Korean church.
Does anybody want to see? Yeah, I do. Okay, we should consider that.
Okay, got it.
Steeple what?
501 South Race. 501.
1860.
It is, but it's got replacement windows and, yeah.
From 1916?
1860.
1860. Mm.
Yes? Yeses? 4 noes, 0 maybes.
No, I'm a no.
1 no, 1 maybe. 608 South Race. Yeses? 5 noes, 1 no, and 0 maybes. 1002 South Race.
Which is, wait a minute.
The high school. Yeses?
Wait a minute.
It's up a
Oh, there
little
it
bit.
is, 10:02, and it says Smith, Kratz, and Strong. I would think we'd have Reuters in out there, probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering the same
Yeah, it
thing.
is
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe those are the builders?
Now I'm ready to vote yes.
Yeses? Yeah, we're voting again. Yeses? All 6. Okay, great. 1209 South Race. It's the last race street. Yeses? 1. Noes? 1. Maybes? 4. 15. This is Delmont Court? Okay, we already voted on
Yeah.
that one, too. Yeah.
Yep.
And that one, too. Same thing. Okay, so 1212 West Springfield. This is University High, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeses? 5. Noes?
University.
And 0 maybes. 703 Stoughton. West Stoughton. Yeses? 0. Noes? 4. Maybes. 2. 711 Stoughton. That's just one above. Yeses? 0. Noes? 4. Maybe. Maybes, yeah. 2. And the quad, we decided not to vote on groups. So skip that. 600 East University. Is that the Armory?
Mhm.
Yeses? 5. Noes? 0. Maybes. 1. 303 West University. So this we added into earlier.
That
403.
1852, we didn't have a name of it. Isn't that about the oldest thing we've got left? Yeah.
403 West University. That's a Lincoln Lodge.
Yeah.
Can,
I
can
don't
you show
see
the
it.
next, the next view's better?
Okay.
So
It's a Royer.
Yeah.
I'm too busy writing.
Yeses.
Oh, hold on, can we see the next view too?
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Yeses. 3. Noes. 0 maybes. 3. Upwell's sculpture. So apparently part of this is new and part of this is old, and it's
it's all new.
all new? No, someone said that the person who nominated it, I looked it up and it said that it was new, and he said that I think the water pieces are old.
Well, it was built when Beckton was built. That whole plaza thing.
Maybe it was
There.
moved. Maybe part of it was moved from somewhere. No? Anyway, he said it's a, what do you call that?
Oh, it's a
Where you tell the
fantastic
time.
thing. It tells you.
Sundial, right.
And on the equinox, and the sun shines from the point of that thing on those tips of those. It's a fascinating thing, but it's not old. Well, I mean, it's in place. It's not
Okay, so
university, I'm
votes.
voting no.
Yes? You would vote no anyway for university.
Cool place.
0 yeses. Noes? All 6, okay. Oh, good. Vermont, 612 West Vermont. 612 West Vermont, second one there. Yeses? 3? Noes? 1? Maybes. 2. 613 West Vermont. 1 up. Yeses? 4.
What's your favorite house?
Noes?
How about maybe
You just voted
We're on
no.
noes.
You voted no.
Was that maybe?
That was a no.
No.
Sorry.
So just 1 no.
Scratch that. No, I
One
don't want
maybe.
it to be a maybe.
So we
Okay.
skipped 601 South Urbana because it was no picture, but it's that yellow queen Anne.
Is there not a picture on here, though? It doesn't come
Oh, in
up?
the corner there.
Yeah.
That's a cute
Yeah,
house.
Mhm.
yeah, so
There's a,
let's
there's a
just-
heck, there's,
Kim, is that real stone or?
there's 25 ones on here that have no pictures.
Oh,
We
well, let's-
skipped 2.
Be sure that, no, I think it's red.
Okay. Any ones
No, I
that,
think
yeah,
it's
that we
premise
didn't
stone.
get to because there wasn't a
Is it?
picture, we'll
I
just put
think.
on the next list.
It's a great.
Yeah.
807 Vermont, 807 West Vermont. Yeses? 1. Noes? 1. Maybes? 4. 403 North Vine, the Courtesy Motel.
It's not on the list.
I like the sign.
403 North Vine.
It's just the sign, not the motel.
Just the sign?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great sign.
Yeses?
Oh,
3. Noes? 2. Maybes? 0. 501 West Washington. 501 West Washington.
501 West Washington.
Supposedly another Nobel Prize.
Oh, is that the deal?
Yeses?
Because it's a Nobel.
Okay, so vote is for Nobel. Yeses? Sorry, taking the vote again. Yeses, so that's 3. Noes? 1. Maybes? 2. 404 East Washington. Yeses? 3. Noes? 1. Maybes? 1. 1 absconded. Yeah.
That's your house?
Absconded or abstained?
Abstain. Step down off the
Sound like you
road.
stole the
Can I
house.
just say, before we
Yeah.
vote on the next house, I'm gonna quickly pass around a picture of what it looked like in 1940.
This is your house?
No,
Yeah,
this is
Ebert's.
This is the Ebert.
Oh, Ebert's house.
Mm.
It'd
Oh,
be interesting to
6.
know.
Yeah.
What it used to look like.
Yes,
410.
410, yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
And now look at it.
Oh.
I'm lobbying.
It does have a plaque in front of it in the sidewalk.
Yeah.
But I am lobbying.
Again.
Because they ruined it.
Take a look at it. It's
Yeah.
It's still there though underneath, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. We could do another unveiling.
It's got good vinyl. Change out
It's
the windows if
stucco.
you-
Mhm. That's vinyl, so it'd be easier to take off as well.
I cried.
Vinyl's protecting
So that wasn't when Ebert lived there, or?
No. They did this like 20 years ago.
Okay, so
She
yeses?
wouldn't have lived there. The
No, she
downside.
was-
For Roger Ebert's house, yeses? 0. Noes? 5. Maybes? 1. 307 Washington.
It's a fantastic bungalow. It's really hard to see, but yeah.
Okay, just above. Yeses? 4. Noes? 0. Maybes? 2. 310 Washington. 310.
This is the weirdest
310
place.
Washington.
It's such a funny place.
That's not Abraham Lincoln. It's not
Maybe.
Mm. Yeses? 5. Noes? 0. Maybes? 1. 410 West Washington. Yeses?
Why is this on here?
Yeah. Why doesn't some-
Someone gave us the address, or it was, well, it was surveyed, so maybe it's been completely covered.
Wait. This is not. Oh, that's not
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
it
that
is.
house.
Yeah, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think there's about,
one off of McCullough.
between McCullough and where Orchard is there. Oh, that's not 500 block. I don't know.
Yeses?
I'm ready to vote.
Yeses? 0. Noes? 6. Okay. 708 West Washington. That's up a bit. Yeses? 3. Noes? 1. Maybe? 2.
I'll be a maybe.
You were a no?
I was a no, not a
You were,
maybe.
okay, so 3, 2, 1. Okay?
He does have nice brackets.
711 West Washington. 711 West Washington. Yeses? 5. Noes? 0. Maybes? 1. 715 West Washington. It's the second Washington on there. Yeses? 1. Noes? 1. Maybes? 3.
I think,
Alice, what was your, or Joan, what was your vote?
Yeah, I think I want a yes.
A yes. Okay, so there were 2 yeses. Sorry about that. My fault. Woona Streetscape. Yeses? 0. Noes? 6.
I think that's it.
but what about the ones we didn't have photographs of? That were?
Then we'll photograph them.
You want me to list which
Oh.
ones they are?
So do you know these houses? Are you comfortable to vote on them?
No,
or-
it says you
No.
were going to have them tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, the last bunch.
Maybe those are some of the ones that, no, I guess not. I guess he didn't have time to get them then. So we will tally these up and create some lists of the yes, nos, and maybes, and send you the information via email, and we can also put it on our website, and we've got a page for this project, so we'll put it under that so that we can also inform the public of what's going on. And then we'll kind of figure out how to deal with the next steps and let you know through email what to do. So remember that you can't have a conversation about it, but we can give you information and you can ask us questions and give us information.
So if we have some more nominations. like
Sure.
the ones I sent
Right.
you,
Yeah, those are actually printed out somewhere in my piles of things, and yeah, I forwarded those to
So
Zach as well.
one of my concerns is how the lines were a little bit jumbled up. So I don't know how
Mhm.
that's going to get remedied.
Yeah, we'll
And
have Zach work on that.
to me, it would be helpful if the addresses were switched around in order.
Yeah.
If that wouldn't
Yeah.
cause too many problems. It was really hard to follow the spreadsheet along with
Mhm.
the way the photographs were presented.
Right. Yeah, we'll make sure that, yeah, those are put in the same order.
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah, because it was hard to understand the context and the proximities and such.
When we do have information about the style, the style, would it be possible to pull all of those out and to sort this in various ways?
Yeah.
There
Mhm,
would be
mhm.
sorted by style.
Well, yes and no, because I don't know that, it depends on how many are on this list of maybes, how much work we can do in that. But we
That
can,
would really be helpful. I mean,
Yeah.
and I guess there's another dimension to that question. Is, I mean, what is the proportion of Queen Anne
Mhm.
houses?
Yeah.
What's the proportion to revival houses
Yeah.
in our housing stock?
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
Pretty big.
the other thing that I was thinking about all this is that it's so very political. I mean, I think it will be received, the decisions,
Mm.
choices that we make, I think, we need to be sort of cognizant of that. And one area that, there's almost nothing east of Vine Street. So I've made a little list, but I don't have time to go and look at these.
well, those are many of the properties that were not yet photographed, right? Are east, because that was given to us in a nomination that was given quite late, and it was very large, so.
I just thought of two other downtown commercial buildings. The Knights of Pythias building and the Stevens building were not included. And I kind of would expect it as much of the downtown to have been. on the list as possible. And I don't know if there's anything, we didn't see anything on South Broadway, or is it North Broadway? Where do we start?
North, yeah. No, we have south.
North Broadway.
You mean downtown, north of downtown?
Around the Black Dog.
Yeah, that's north.
There's a block of commercial buildings along there, and I don't know them by memory to know if there's anything that's on the corner.
I also think Cunningham is not in those buildings.
Well, I wondered about the issue of photographing with kids out there. Like, are there privacy issues too? And
If you can see it from a street, and as long as there aren't
but
children
you really
in the
can't.
photograph.
You really have to pull into their driveway, and I don't know what the rules are, but
It's private property.
yeah.
What about, speaking of the elected, the neighborhoods that are not represented here, I'm thinking about pushing up north. And I'm just not familiar, is there nothing left on Park Street?
Mm-mm.
It's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
What about any properties north of University Avenue and west of Lincoln?
Well, we had the one Sears house that's north of University Avenue, the Osborne.
The church west of Ravenous,
Is that?
I don't think that's in
That's not
Urbana.
us. That
That's
should
on the
be.
other side of Wright Street.
Oh, you're right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just on the other side of Wright Street, yeah.
Well, there was, Easy
There's 24 of them that were, not those ones that on the last page, but there were 24 of them that didn't have pictures to go with them, that were on this
Okay.
list, so you might want to look through those.
Mhm.
One of them is the sheriff's residence in county jail that was destroyed years ago.
Right.
201 East Main.
Yeah, he must have just forgot to take that actually off the list. Discarded. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so, as you know, we have some difficulties with the regularly scheduled August meeting, so we would not have a quorum. I think only one person, I think, could actually make that date. So, of the other dates, August 16th would work best. I think we would be able to have this room. If it were the 17th, we would have to be upstairs. I know that, Kim, you had a bit of a conflict with the 16th, which is the Tuesday of that week. But otherwise, we'd have to be upstairs in the conference room. It would not be recorded. It would not be on television, so the public would not be able to participate, really. So, is that okay? So if we say that we will cancel the regularly scheduled August meeting and have a special meeting on August 16th at 7 p.m. in here. Everyone can mark their calendars. And then we will work on all of this and be in touch.
Thank you. Do we have any announcements?
I have something I want to bring up. Maybe it's.
What do you want to bring on?
What? I want to be
You're not on.
reminded. I want to be reminded of public meeting rules and how many of us can be in the same.
No more than two.
No more than two can be in the same where.
No more than two of you can discuss city business.
Well,
I think it would not extend to if you were at a party and you were not discussing anything to do with.
and there's three of us at a party and we're just there at a party, that's not a problem.
right?
Yeah,
But we-
that's right.
But we shouldn't talk about,
Right, you should not talk about anything to do with,
Yeah.
with the HPC.
it just happened this week that there were three of us at a party. And I thought, what? I know we're not supposed to talk about business, but is there more than that? But there's not, okay.
No, but I can check on that and make sure that what I just said was
Okay.
correct and get back
All
to you.
right.
Yeah, as long as you're not talking about public business.
We were talking about you, Robert, but that's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
yeah.
That's
not-
okay then.
That's private. That's private, that's not public, so that's
Okay.
okay.
Okay, anything else? If not, can we have a motion to adjourn? Oh.
Oh, so we should move.
You may appro-
Yeah.
You may approach the bench.
5 seconds or less.
And I appreciate the incredible work you guys are doing. I just wanted to say that, and apparently maybe I'm one of the people that
Yes.
submitted a later petition, but I noticed that there were only about 4 or 5 structures that were nominated that were on the east side of Vine Street. Since it's my ward, I had made a recommendation for about maybe, I don't know, 24 to 30 buildings. They're, vernacular, they're not quite as grand as the ones we looked at tonight, but I did supply them, and I guess I don't have to, I thought maybe you didn't get the list, but if you have them,
Yeah, I
I
know
guess
that
we're
we
going to see them
certainly
later on.
intended to have it tonight, and I'm not sure
Mhm.
what happened, I'm sorry. Zach was meant to be here this evening, but was then unable to come, so he's the
Yeah.
one that actually was putting together the list and taking the photos. I know he does have the photographs of those properties, but not sure why they weren't
Well,
here,
good,
sorry.
because I think it's
You
real
will get
important to represent the east side of town as well as the west. It's different, but it's an important part of our history, too. Thank you.
I agree.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.